Greetings, brothers and sisters. Hello and welcome back to Eva's House of Spirit. For those of you who may be new to this channel, I am Eva, and I thought that today's topic would be mandalas. Why do I want to talk about mandalas? Well, while a lot of people are familiar with them, I think some of us in the witchy, pagan, magical, and so on and so forth, alternative faith kind of community, a lot of us may not really do a lot with mandalas necessarily. So I thought it would be a really good topic to bring up. First, before I get into really mandalas, I do want to read a little bit of a passage from a website that I will have linked below in the description of this video for those of you who might be interested in checking it out. So the passage I want to read to you, it's titled Mandalas. What are they? The word mandala means circle. A mandala represents wholeness, a cosmic diagram reminding us of our relation to infinity, extending beyond and within our bodies and minds. The mandala appears to us in all aspects of life, the earth, the sun, the moon, and more obviously, the circles of life encompassing friends, family, and communities. Mandalas are circular designs symbolizing the notion that life is never ending. Many mandalas have spiritual significance to an individual or group of individuals. The Hindus were one of the first people to use a mandala as a spiritual tool, but the mandalas most individuals are familiar with are ones made by Buddhists. Mandalas are used for meditation purposes, allowing the individual meditating to become one with the universe. There are not many who are able to achieve this state of mind from just studying a mandala. The symbolism behind the creation of a mandala can have significant meaning for many individuals, whether they are Jewish, Buddhist, Christian, pagan, or of any other religious orientation. Mandalas can be created by individuals to symbolize their journeys through life. Mandalas can also tell a story of where an individual has been. In some cases, they will reveal the individual's path in life. Groups can create mandalas that will reveal what they should be doing in order to grow and develop as a group. So, with that said, with that shared, I would like to talk about the idea of using mandalas through the avenue of coloring pages. I don't know if too many of you are familiar with this, but there's a recent, I don't know if I want to say trend, but maybe trend is the right word. It's a recent thing where there are coloring books that are geared more toward adults for relaxation purposes, where you just kind of color to unwind, to center yourself, to sort of forget about the cares of your day. And recently I have been coloring in a coloring book of mandalas. Here are two. This one is complete. This one I have to complete some of it. You can see some of it here is not colored in. But in working on these, I came to think about how maybe this is something that could help a lot of practitioners in the alternative faith community to maybe to meditate, maybe to create, to manifest things through the use of mandala as a focal point. Think of it kind of like the concept of a tarot spell. We often use the symbolism in tarot cards, the imagery, to represent something, and then we use those tarot cards as a focal point for our intention, and we will work with the tarot cards, to manifest something, when doing tarot spells. Well, in the same sort of, in the same vein, I was thinking we could use color symbolism, color vibration, intentionally to create a symbol of something we wish to manifest, and we can use the mandala itself once completed as a focal point, much like a formation of tarot cards is used in a tarot spell to help us to bring about changes in our realities. So as I was coloring my mandalas, I was mindful of the colors that I was choosing. In this first one, you'll see that I used, let me hold it a little closer, I used some green in there, I used some pink, some orange, a little bit of yellow, and this mandala, the energy that I kind of brought to it were some energies that relate to certain chakras, I know that the root chakra is really red, but I chose to use more of a pink to bring a sense of love to that secure foundational energy that the root chakra represents, and I wanted to bring that forward. So the pink in this, it kind of feels to me like it is charged with that root chakra energy, but again, coming from a place of love, the foundation. And then I used orange to represent, the sacral chakra. It's that creative energy, that passion for life. I put that in there as well. And then you can see the yellow emanating from the center is very much solar plexus energy, intuition, feeling. So you can combine those three to sort of look at the energy of this mandala as speaking, and not literally, in regard to beginning from a place of secure love. From that place of secure love, being open to creativity, feeling the process. And then also there is green in here for the heart chakra, again, reiterating that love energy that starts at the root in this case and pours forth. Now, I didn't continue on with colors from other chakras because I was really focusing on those particular chakras when I was coloring in this mandala. And, I'm still sort of exploring in my mind what else this mandala and the colors I chose have to say to me. Just because I colored it in and sort of had one vision doesn't mean that that is the be-all and end-all of that. I may, in contemplating, the colors that have come together in this design, I may come to some realizations of what else this mandala really means, and what is hidden beneath the intentional meaning I put deliberately into coloring this mandala. And then this one is done in shades of like black and gray and all manner of blues. I was sort of just flowing in the direction of, no pun intended, of tapping into like water energy, intuition, emotion, just pure feeling, just being, So that's where this one was going. But that aside, I just wanted to give you an idea of how I deliberately chose certain colors in coloring in these coloring pages. And I think that it is quite possible to use coloring pages of mandalas particularly and deliberately select certain colors. They can either tell a story or they can symbolize, for example, if you wanted to make a mandala for prosperity, you can choose colors that have a strong association with prosperity, like gold and green and various shades of those. You can kind of put them all together to sort of convey your intention. Sorry about that. Louis just got home, so at the end of the last segment, that I was filming, I had to cut the video. But as I was saying, yeah, so if you wanted to manifest prosperity, you could create a mandala where you purposely select colors associated with prosperity, such as green or gold, and various shades of those. And you can intentionally, while thinking about and focusing on prosperity, not focusing on problems you have in regard to, not having enough, but while focusing on what you want to bring in, you could color the mandala, or even if, if you want to freeform draw a mandala and then color it in, that's fine too. But anyhow, so you would put together your mandala with your colors intentionally chosen, and then you could do what I suggest for tarot spells. I have a video on tarot spells, and I will be linking that in the description of this video as well. You can use the mandala in place of tarot cards, and you can work in much the same way to manifest what you're seeking to manifest. And this can really be for anything. You would just have to really choose your colors with specific goals in mind. What is it that those colors mean to you? What are you trying to convey through your mandala? And again, you can, as I said just a moment ago, you can also, you don't have to use coloring page mandalas. If you're very good at drawing, you can draw up your own designs that can tell, stories, or that can help you to convey what it is you're looking to convey. And think outside the box a little bit if you are going to draw your mandalas. They don't have to look like other mandalas. They can, as long as the pattern speaks to you and to what you're trying to achieve through that mandala, it's a mandala. That's how I look at it anyway. So yes, we can use these as tools for manifestation, much like we use tarot cards and tarot spells. But earlier in this video, I also mentioned using them for meditation. When you're coloring a coloring page, you're kind of in a Zen-like state. You're just kind of going through the motions of coloring, but rather than just coloring without really thinking about it, maybe it would help, assuming you're utilizing coloring pages in this respect, particularly in relation to mandalas, as a meditation tool. You could be conscious of the colors you're selecting. Why are you selecting them? What does that color have to say to you? What does it mean to you? Or you can just kind of go with the flow wherever the process of coloring the mandala takes you. Maybe you just want to see where you take it. You may not be so conscious in selecting your colors for particular reasons. You may just kind of be drawn to certain colors and use those, but then later you may want to contemplate, when your mandala is done, what do those colors signify? What do those colors say to you? Like, maybe there's a reason underlying why you chose those colors. Maybe they have a message for you. Kind of like how I was talking about the mandala that I colored, and I said, well, I put intention into it, but I'm going to be contemplating that same mandala for a while and really trying to unravel beneath the surface, what else does it have to convey to me? What was the purpose of that mandala? What does it have to speak to me that I didn't intentionally realize when creating it? Because I think there are deeper levels of meaning in everything. And if you are a person who, let's say, traditional meditation does not come easy to you, because there are some people like that, where, focus may be a problem, or for whatever reason, a lot of traditional methods of meditation just don't seem to resonate with you. You find a hard time really getting into that groove. Well, maybe coloring pages, particularly in regard to mandalas, maybe that is a form of meditation that may resonate with you better. So that's another thing you can do with that. I am going to try to design my own mandalas, rather than just relying solely on coloring page mandalas. I'm going to see where that takes me. If I come up with anything really interesting, I may do a future video where I show you what I've come up with and what it means and all that kind of stuff, and that would be pretty cool. But I'm just going to see where that process goes. I don't want to promise anything, but hopefully, maybe I'll come up with something really cool and I'll share that with you if I do. What else did I want to say? Also, if you're interested in coloring mandalas for either meditational purposes or for, the purpose of using them as focal tools, focal points for a spell to manifest something in your life, you don't have to go out and buy like coloring books, particularly mandala coloring books, that a lot of times, I mean, at my job, we carry things for the overstock price, which is like half price, and a lot of times they go for like at least $10, sometimes more. So imagine what they'd be full price, Instead of doing that, you can just go online and you can type in, mandalas to color or mandala coloring pages, things like that, keywords similar to that. And up on your screen will come all these line drawings of mandalas that you can just print out from home and color those. You don't need to spend so much money on a fancy schmancy coloring book. If you want to save your mandalas after you've colored them in, after you've worked with them or what have you, you can always just, put them in a binder, put them in a folder, whatever. But you don't need to have like some super amazing pre-printed like coloring book that's not really necessary. Or even, as I said before, if you don't have a printer, but you don't want to go out and spend all that money on a mandala coloring book to use in your path and practice, draw some mandalas. Even if you don't think that you're artistic enough to do that, just try. Just try. You'd be amazed what you can do if you just try. You'd actually, I think, surprise yourself. Like, honestly. And another thing in regard to that, if you do create a mandala but you're like, oh, it's not really pretty and blah, 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 cut yourself some slack, because perfection doesn't exist in reality. Why would perfection exist in a symbol that is supposed to represent, the universe and things within it? You know what I'm saying? So if mandalas as a symbol do represent, like, creation and life and the universe and things that exist, be they specific things or things in general, if mandalas are supposed to symbolize that, why in the world would they have to be perfect? They don't have to be perfect. Even mandalas that you color, that you've printed out, or that you've colored in a coloring book, however you go about it, the strokes of your coloring are not going to be perfect. They're not going to be symmetrical. But you know what? That's perfectly fine. Because in life, things aren't perfect, You have to, I think, allow yourself to really embrace that real aspect of individuality. So anyhow, these are my thoughts on mandalas as potentially just really, really good tools for manifestation, meditation. You could even view them as tools for opening up your creativity, because if you're consciously, choosing colors, or if you're trying to draw up mandalas, or however you go about the pursuit of working with mandalas, as a creative, as a creative expression that you can apply to your spiritual journey, there is creation that goes into that process. Even if it's just selecting what color to put where, that is a creative process that will kind of, I think, get your juices flowing. It'll kind of let you expand your mind. And no two mandalas are going to look exactly alike, and that's really awesome. Even if two people printed out the same coloring page, when all is said and done, they're all going to be so unique. And that's really cool, because it's, in a sense, putting a part of yourself into that piece, that has that energy, and it's not just individual, but it's also very human. We are creators inherently as human beings, through our evolution, from our origins till now. we have developed certain skills. We have, come from, very limited abilities to just, wow, some of the most wild things we're capable of doing today. So, that said, I welcome you to share your thoughts and feelings in regard to mandalas. Have you ever worked with mandalas? Are you interested in working with mandalas? Do you think working with mandalas as meditational tools or as focal points for manifestations, do you think that is something that would appeal to you? I would love to hear any kind of thoughts in line with working with mandalas, or even just, working with mandala coloring pages in particular, somehow related to your journey or your craft or your path practice, whatever aspect of what you do in your alternative faith, journey. Whatever you want to bring forth in regard to that, I welcome that. And with that said, I'm going to wish you blessed be and Ashe. You have a great day. I hope I've sparked some interest in you, maybe made you think a little bit outside the box, maybe given you some ideas. And until next time, until our next exchange, you stay awesome. And bye-bye for now.